Welcome back to Fantastic Life, guys. I am doing my weight loss update. So the last time I gave you guys an update was the 29th of July. Didn't do one for the month of August, and now it's the 17th of September. So without further ado, here's the scales, guys. So as you guys see, I gained 3 pounds. But last month I started off great, had really good momentum. I think I did a whole week of exercises and the thing that always ends up being a problem is eating. And this time it wasn't even the fact that I was overeating or eating it wasn't even the fact that I was overeating. It was being stressed out and not eating, and then feeling sick once I ate, not having the energy to cook, eating out, and just not giving my body the nutrition that it needs other than my shake. So I really struggled in the month of August, and it was a busy one. August is always a busy month for me. August and November are the 2 busiest months out of the whole year for me every single year. So basically I started off good and I didn't end all that well. So what I'm gonna do this month, and I know like it's mid-month, but I kind of base the months off of when my accountability groups start and end, and we just started today for September. And I just really feel like I have made some internal emotional progress. And I am almost done with You Are a Badass. I'm going to read the other book by Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass at Making Money. The thing that I really want to emphasize right now is the fact that regardless of our results, it's so important that we don't give up on ourselves. So I've been going back and forth on this weight loss journey for years, and I'm sure that a lot of you are in the exact same position, you feel the exact same way, and it just is a journey, it's a struggle. And if you guys can see, Elias is over here in the kitchen with me because because I'm recording. But his show is on in the living room, and he's over here trying to look past me to see the super wet. Children. Anyway, so for me, like, reading that particular book, You Are a Badass, really gave me a lot of insight on some things that I kind of just pushed aside, didn't really deal with. And now I feel like I'm at a place where I can start dealing with these things, and I can start healing and forgiving myself and moving on. So one of the things that I have done lately to get myself, what's up? Aww. To get myself in a better mindset and in a better place in life is I have started to take the toxic people out of my life. And unfortunately, some people come into our lives for, a brief amount of time, and they're not meant to stay in our lives forever. They're meant to come in our lives, teach us something, and then move on. And I'm not the type of person that does very well with having to say goodbye to people, or, when friendships end, I don't tend to take it very well. But lately, I've just gotten to the point where I feel so much better not dealing with certain situations and not listening to certain people, do whatever it is that they do, and not having to deal with all of their drama, that it makes sense. It just makes sense to just let them go. Let them go do whatever it is that they're gonna do. Don't mind him. There's no point in putting clothes on him because I have to change him like 24/7 because he still is sick, I guess. I don't even know, whatever. But yeah, so I just feel like it's time. And I'm turning 30 next month, I am taking this year like so seriously, and I'm not afraid of it. I'm actually excited to turn 30. I'm looking forward to turning 30. I'm looking forward to, you know, that whole decade. And I just like feel like I feel at this point in my life that if I'm still entertaining the same things that I was 10 years ago, then I need to stop and reevaluate the situation, reevaluate my friendships, and move forward. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm not at the place that I want to be, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get there. And for the first time in a long time, I actually believe that I can be successful and I can make and I can make a difference, and I can be the person that I want to be. And I've been so hard on myself, and I've really talked down to myself and just had a really negative aura around myself for the longest time. And I noticed that that's because of the company that I've been keeping. And not every single person is, you know, negative or whatever. And not every single person is intentionally even trying to be negative, but some people just don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. And change is going to happen, life's going to go on, the time will pass, and either you're going to grow with it or you're not. People who don't want to make that change, those people that would rather just let days go by and waste their time on this earth and waste their lives and just kind of, whatever, and take tomorrow for granted, those are the types of people I just can't entertain anymore. And I know that if I decide that I'm going to do better, and even if I, you know, don't hang out with anybody, or I don't see anybody, or, you know, I'm not having the same social life that I've had for the past few years, that's okay, because I really don't need it. I have the good friends that I need in my life. I have best friends for life that have been there with me forever, and they're not going anywhere. And we have made it work. No matter what happens, no matter how many times, you know, we've gone and haven't seen each other, or, you know, times that we've gone that we haven't talked, once we're together and once we do talk, it's like nothing ever happened, nothing ever changed. So I know that I have those friendships, and that is perfectly fine. And I'm lucky enough to have multiple friendships like that. So I'm not missing out on anything, trying to make my headspace, to make my life, and to just make everything that I'm working so hard for happen, and to just make things better. So I don't know, I just like, I noticed, especially today, because I was trying to finish up You Are a Badass last night, and I got to like chapter 14 or something like that, and I was so tired, and I knew that I needed to get some rest, but I just wanted to keep listening to the book because it was so good and it was like resonating so much. And then I got to a point where I was like, okay, it's 11:30 and I really, really need to go to sleep. And one of the things that we went over in the book last night was, I don't know why I said we, as me and Jen Sincero were best friends. When I was reading the book last night, one of the things that she went over was meditation, and how just taking 5 minutes out of your day, especially if it's like the first thing you do when you wake up, just to have that clarity and that peace of mind. And along with Elias having diarrhea for like, I don't even know how long, it's like on and off and annoying. But anyway, along with that, his sleep schedule has been kind of crazy, which is nothing new, but like he's been sleeping with me. And I don't know about you, but if you had toddlers, they're no fun to sleep with. Like, no fun whatsoever. And I don't care what toddler it is. Like, they're the ones rolling around up on your pillow with their feet on your face. Like, that kind of kid. Or at least that's mine. So I have not been getting good sleep. And then when he was sleeping in his bed, he would get up at like these god-awful times in the morning, at like 3 in the morning, and then he goes to bed at 9. I don't go to bed at 9. So he gets at least 2 or 3 hours more sleep than I do, and I know I should just go to bed, right? But I have things I need to do, or my brain is still going, or, you know, I just want peace and quiet for a few hours before I go to bed. So that's my me time. So it's hard for me to, So it's hard for me to go to bed when he goes to bed. But what I've noticed is that I get scared to go to sleep because I'm scared of him waking me up. And what I mean by that is it's already programmed in my head that I'm going to fall asleep, I'm going to get into a good deep sleep, and I'm going to finally be in that space, and Elias is going to come running into my room and wake me up. Because that's usually what happens. Or at least I feel like, oh, I've gotten into my sleep. You know, I'm 3 hours deep. I'm doing really great. Might even pull off 6 hours. And he wakes me up. So I've seen like how I'll procrastinate going to sleep because I'm so worried about him waking me up the next morning instead of just getting the rest. So that's one thing that I've noticed. And then what we were talking about as far as the meditating goes, having that 5 minutes right when you wake up is amazing. I did it this morning. I got up and actually I pressed snooze. Elias wasn't up yet, and I pressed snooze, and I really didn't want to get up. But then I remembered what I had read last night, and I was like, oh, if I get up now, I'll have time to meditate before I wake him up. So I got up, went to the bathroom, and sat on my floor, and I just sat there with my legs crossed and my hands in my lap and with my back straight, and I just breathed. That's all I did. I just breathed. Inhale, exhale. And I say it in my head. Inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. Take it how you want it, but I honestly feel like when I say that in my head, I feel like the good stuff, like the good feelings, like the endorphins and all those good things are all coming in, and all the negativity and the drama and the self-doubt and the self-hatred, all of it is coming out. And I literally have had an amazing day. And I sat on my floor for maybe 5 minutes because I'm really not a patient person. So for me to sit there for like ever is not going to happen. And I don't have like the attention spans for it really. Plus Elias had to get up and go to school. But just that little bit of time that I took for myself in the morning, and I stretched right after. And nothing major, just, you know, pull your body a little bit here and there where you know, feel good, and release the tension that you have in your muscles. And I feel great. And Elias has had a great day today. I've had a great day today, and things have been really awesome. So I did get a little stressed out today because there's a new pumpkin spice shake. Okay, pumpkin spice. If you are a pumpkin spice addict, you need this, and it's limited edition. So you're gonna want to message me to find out what you could do to get it. Just saying. But yeah, so I was like on the website waiting for it to launch, and as soon as it launched, the website pretty much just died because so many people were going to get it. And I was getting stressed out because I was like, okay, well, I've literally been sitting here on this website for an hour, and the minute that it goes live, I get booted out and I can't get back in, and now the website's not working, and like, you know, the whole train of thought. And then I was like, nope, stop. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the pumpkin shake. I'm going to get it. It's a done deal. I've already decided how I'm going to make it, what I'm going to mix it with, how good it's going to taste, how great it's going to make my body feel. I'm getting that shake. And you know what? I got the shake. I got another box of the shake, and I got a pre-workout. So it all worked out. It was all fine. And that is something like I have to constantly tell myself, like, stop, take a breather, readjust, and reset. So I am definitely learning a lot from my accountability groups, and just, you know, the suggestions. Elias, what are you doing? Okay, where was I? Elias is over here. Now he's sitting here so sweetly, but he was not just a second ago. Okay, so yeah, my accountability groups. Not only am I being held accountable, duh, but I'm getting introduced to new things and recommendations for books to read and different people's experiences, and it all really is so important. Like, I used to have a support system when I was going to ICC, which is the women's gym that closed down, and that's where I used to do Zumba and size and Pyo and kickboxing and stuff way back when I started my channel like 4 years ago. So if you guys watched me way back then, like, you saw like how excited I was about my classes, and I just, you know, I loved going. I would go to 2 classes in a day, and it never really occurred to me until it was over that it was the community of the women. It was being in those classes and sharing experiences online, and, you know, seeing the progress and stuff, and, you know, having the whole group of people sitting there waiting for the next class to start, knowing your name and having a conversation with a stranger. It was all of that. And I didn't realize it until I started the accountability groups, because there was a gap there where I'm like, just doing this on my own, trying to figure it out. The point is that having that support system of people that are like-minded, and they have, you know, similar goals to you, and they understand where you're coming from, and they're not here to be the food police, they're not here to judge you. All they want to do is see you progress, and they're going to encourage you every step of the way, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I really appreciate the fact that I'm in this group, and I know that I talk about it all the time, and I'm sorry, but I can't help it, because I know that it has made a huge difference in my weight loss journey. And like, I'm talking about my mental weight loss journey, because I lost weight before I had Elias, and I seriously was so uncomfortable. And I've talked about this a little bit on my channel before and on my Instagram, but I didn't feel like me. I mean, I was glad that the weight was gone, but I couldn't even see the progress that I made. I would still see, you know, so many flaws and so many imperfections when I'd look in the mirror, that I couldn't even appreciate the fact that I had lost like 46 pounds. And everybody was telling me how great I looked, and, you know, I literally had people crying when they saw me, because I was so big and then I was so small. And so, like, I didn't get to appreciate it. And then once I had Elias, I got right back into the gym, literally 6 weeks postpartum, like the day of. I didn't even wait for my checkup, and I had a C-section. But I couldn't help it, because I had to. Like, my body was craving the gym. And no, I did not have a fit pregnancy. But anyway, I just craved it, and I killed it. I did so good, and I went back to my classes, and that's when I started my YouTube channel, and I was just on top of the world, and I was finally losing the weight for me. I was losing it for anybody else, and for no other reason other than to be healthy and happy. And then some shit went down. Some things happened that I just couldn't bounce right back from. I had to take my time, I had to grieve, I had to accept, and I had to forgive, and now I'm back. Now I'm back. So the last thing that I want to do before we close out the video is give you guys a sneak peek of my planner, and I want to and I want to show you guys what I put together. So if planning's not your thing, but if you guys want to see how I did my first spread ever, just stay tuned. So pretty much I was going with green, yellow, and pink in this spread, and everything's just kind of random, whatever, but I really like it, and I'm super excited. This part right here is probably my favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in how many ounces I drink each day for the week, and then I'll check off my exercises as I do them. And then I already bought everything. And then the goals. So you write down the goals that you have, and then you write down why. And I think that I'm going to continue to do this every month, because I really like that. So, you know, just a couple of other things on here that I need to get done. I need to look at Elias's IEP and take some notes for that, because that's going to be coming up. We have another call. Tuesday is our normal call, and then on Wednesday, Chris Downing is going to do a follow-up with us, which is so awesome. And Sunday's like my clean everything, because Elias is with his grandparents. And then I'm also going to try to keep up with the weight loss updates weekly. I also am going to do this weekly calories burned. I think that that will help me a lot. And yeah, so I just have everything in here, and I'm super excited, and I'm still adding to it when things come up, and I'm loving planning.